Hello, just want to bring to your attention this Subject to Change report, which has come out from the Pearson Centre for Policy and Learning. Now, Pearson are the organisation which own edXL, the awarding body, and also Penguin Books and the Financial Times, quite a big organisation. Now, edXL themselves, of course, are only really interested in the secondary curriculum and FE, GCSEs, A-levels and BTECs and the like. So it's interesting that they're going to be commenting on primary education in this document. Let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. So the report is called Subject to Change, and it can be downloaded from the Pearson Centre for Policy and Learning website. The address is on the screen. And it looks at this whole area and discussion of subjects and whether subjects are really the right thing to do and the right way to go for the best education for primary in the primary sector. And it really highlights a few things that the government have said. They've highlighted the fact that actually that what we need to do is have a more focused curriculum and to hand control back to teachers. And the document says, well, hang on, how can you actually have both? If it's focused, what control do teachers have? And teachers certainly seem to have taken the Jim Rose report, which gave cross-cutting themes, a bit more of support and a bit more positive kind of feedback than the idea of being solely subject-based. He also says, well, this is just fashion. The whole idea of there being cross-cutting, thematic, multidisciplinary learning, that's just a fashionable thing. And what actually we've really got to get back to is subjects as being the real driver, the real thing that will deliver a quality education. And one of the things he has said that is controversial is that successful schools use subjects. Is that really true, that the most successful schools are the ones which are driving this solid subject approach? And the document tries to address that with some really good case studies towards the end. So there are three basic questions addressed by this. Is it true that the most successful schools structure their learning around traditional subject disciplines? And we're talking about subjects in the primary curriculum, where we are doing maths, we are doing English, we are doing history, we are doing science. And is that really the best approach, or should we be doing something a little bit more innovative? And the question then about these thematic approaches, is that really now just fashionable stuff that we need to be ejected and got rid of, and we should concentrate and move our whole ideas straight back to those subject teaching as the basis for all of the learning that goes on within schools? And actually, who should be telling the school teachers what to do? Should there be a top-down pressure from government and the Department of Education that actually says this is what you have to do, whether the parents like it or not, whether it's appropriate for the school, and whether it's appropriate for those learners? You may well be in a particular part of the world, but this is what you've got to do. Is that right? Well, the document comes up with some good solutions. It says that actually the thing that really works well is a holistic approach. It's an approach which goes across the curriculum, across the school, looks at assessment, looks at teaching, looks at behaviour, looks at all sorts of areas of the school practice, rather than something which is delivered in silos. That seems to be the one that delivers the best approach. Strong subjects are needed. Teachers need to know their stuff. Teachers do need to be experts. They need to have a really in-depth passion for what it is that they're doing. But that shouldn't necessarily mean that that's all they do. They should be able to talk to other people and talk to other teachers, talk to other schools, and try to get a better sharing going. And they need to be able to have a strong head and a strong school that supports that, with the best learning and the best understanding of educational thought available to them, with some strong knowledge across the whole school, not in little isolated pockets. So it still puts pressure back on the teachers to be really, really good. And they need to be creative. They need to have a really innovative approach to teaching and get the best out of their learners and get the themes and their learning across in a really exciting, fun and interesting way that the learners really do respond to. And along with that, of course, that means that high expectations are required. We are still aiming for the very, very best learning across the board. Teachers have got to still be stretched and pushed and encouraged to deliver really, really exciting learning, and the learners need to be matching that stretch and that challenge. So there you have it. It's a really good little report out from Pearson, subject to change. Do have a look at it and share it with your colleagues and discuss it. If you're in the FE and the secondary sector, it's worth having a look at as well to see that actually EdXL are supporting the primary curriculum and getting involved in the whole political debate around that area as well, and making some bold statements in the document that seem to go really against the way that the coalition government are thinking. So do have a look at it and pass it on, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.